Then I kind of didn't somehow, I don't know if I snapped out of it or whatever, but suddenly I was waking up at the same times as I was before and not feeling like and going to bed a little bit later and not needing that extra sleep. It was like a weird cycle. I didn't fight it though. When I felt the urge to sleep, I just conked out and just, for a little while I needed more sleep. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say why, I think times when the weather changes, like when it, when it I imagine when it starts to get cold, people are going to want to start to sleep a little bit more, kind of go into the hibernation mode. But I've noticed that any time the weather starts to change is when people start to get more tired. I don't know about any of you, but like I notice when the weather changes, I kind of have to adjust to it.
What I'm dealing. Listen. Can you hear him crying again?
What, the baby?
Yeah, I laid him down for a nap like an hour ago, and he's already crying again. Listen. It's just, it's maddening. And it's maddening for Heather. This kid won't sleep.
That little monster.
Oh, my God. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just like, this is insane. He kept us up all night long. Remember, I was on the show, and I kept having to go, and he kept crying all the time.
Didn't you have to change him, too, at some point last night?
Yes.
I do that with Mr. Midnight Movie. Change him.
He changes. I'm wearing my father's diapers that are left over, just to keep my father's memory alive.
I think some of us live two lives. I think some of us live a life through the internet, and some of us live a life in real life, and those lives can coincide.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people in my community, anyway, we stay up late on podcasting and things along those nature. Yeah, and it will affect your real life because you'll get off of a 6-hour whatever from playing games or being on the internet, and you'll go out there and you'll be like, fuck, I'm exhausted,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seriously.
And the truth is, I mean, for me, I've been disappointed by a lot of the people in my real life. Just, particularly two people in general that owe me money and just are fucking, are just complete flakes on shit and just, don't do what they're supposed to do. And, you make a mistake, you make a mistake in trusting people, and that kind of trust you shouldn't do. And these are hard lessons to learn. And yeah, I mean, none of the people on my online life have annoyed me like the people in my real life. You develop a friendship with somebody and then you want to end the friendship and they don't go away.
Now I'm just the opposite. I've never had problems in my real life with people like I've had on online people. These fucking these psychotic people. I know. Did you see what I gave you in Skype earlier? You don't have to talk about it. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, no. I've seen that, and that I mean that is true. But part of the thing that I've become weary of on something like that, it's because it's the same thing as like you kind of feel sorry for someone, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you don't use your intuition to know, hey, like you don't go and pet a stray dog because it might bite you, even if it looks cute, and you feel maybe sorry for it. You have to keep your distance to protect yourself because these dogs could be very vicious. And the same thing applies to when you're entering people into your life. They could be fucking, you could be dealing with someone that is very vicious. It's kind of a sad thing that...
get rid of them. That's the thing is, how do you get rid of them?
I don't know. And, I was talking to JP, and he was over earlier, was it last week or I don't know if it was Wednesday or whatever. But I was saying, the country's kind of changed on what they tolerate nowadays. I mean, even if they're bipolar or whatever, if people inflicted pain on the innocent the way they do today, there was swift and hard punishment for that. And there doesn't seem to be that anymore. So assholes get away with a lot more today, or seem to get away with a lot more today than they would in your father's in our father's generation. I could be wrong on that, but people of our father's generation would have just, went out with a posse and dealt with that shit immediately.
Exactly. People dealt with stuff better. They brought it, and this time on the internet, when you're dealing with these fucktards on the internet, people say, "Oh, just ignore them. Don't say anything about it." I fucking disagree. I say if somebody comes at you, blow it out on your podcast. Talk about it. Tell them what they did. Read notes. Read chats, and show what these fucktards do to you.
But some behavior.
That's always worked for me. It's always worked for me.
Well, you're right on that. But some of these people, like what was happening with Dr. Herpington. I mean, years ago, someone would have been at that guy's door, and just he would have faced hard time, and an ask. There would be no therapy. There would be, hey, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you. You're going to get in a place where you're going to get the living shit kicked out of you, and you're not going to want to do this again. Behavior would have been modified through violence.
I never told anybody this before. This is a breaking news. What do you call it? On your show? When I was
exclusive.
An exclusive. When I was going through that bullshit with Dr. Herpington, somebody offered me. They said for $1,600, we will fly out there. I will fly out there, rent a car, roll up behind this guy. And I guarantee you he'll never bother you again. I said, "You're not going to hurt him?" Or, "No, we're not going to hurt him." He said, "The only thing we'll do is we may piss on him." Nice. And say, "Fuck with Debbie Daly one more time and watch what happens." Swear to God, I am not lying. But what I found out is this guy knew somebody that lived where he lived, and he was going to make a phone call to his people out there to have them take care of him. But they weren't going to hurt him. They would never do that.
Yeah. But like I said, back in the day when people behaved in that manner, it was, because nowadays it's, they're mentally ill. But part of me says, there were people who were fucked in the head who had the desire to do shitty things, and they were dealt with in a harsh manner. Now, maybe you should understand that they have a mental illness, but you should also understand that there are consequences to your actions. And if you're going to inflict pain on the innocent, pain is going to be inflicted upon you. I don't know if JP would agree with that statement, but that's where I lean towards.
Sure, why not? All right, are we going to keep this going? Or are we about done? Or
well, I think we're about done. That's going to end it for our show today. I just think that. Like I said, overcoming procrastination isn't about perfection. It's about doing it. I'm going to get off my blubbery ass and, do a little bit of working out.
I always think of the song Whip It by Devo. Such a motivating song. Break your mama's back.
Don't step on the crack.
That's right. All right.
Any last words, Debbie Schnoo, before we end this puppy?
Say hi to Apocalypse. He's in your chat room.
What?
Hey, Apoc.
I did not know that.
Apocacuk.
Apocacuk.
Yes. The man from Arizona. People move there when the sun is booked up. Where does it get hotter, Debbie? Arizona or Dallas?
Oh, Dallas. We have the steam. We have the, what do you call it? Gosh, I'm so tired today. I can't think of anything. Humidity. Thank you.
Ah.
So get out there and work out. I recommend, if you're feeling tired, some vitamin B12 shots. I'm hoping JP's going to join in the experiment with me and start taking vitamin B12.
And whip it.
Whip it good.
Thank you, guys. All right. I'm out of here.
All right. We'll talk to you. Thanks for calling in, Debbie. Wow.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Great visit by Debbie Daly. Did
she hang up on her own, or did you hang up on her?
Oh, now I see. I don't know why I didn't get all these chat messages before. Damn it. Sorry about that. I see now Apocalypse was chatting the whole time. Well, part of the time. All right. Goodbye.